The Sinner, The Assassin's Guild, Book 4. Written by C.J. Archer. Narrated by Duke and Duchess Defoix. Edited by Matthew Prince.
What nourishes me destroys me. Christopher Marlowe.
Chapter 1. Sussex, Spring 1599. Catherine Lady Slade wasn't surprised by her husband's death, despite his youthful age. After all, Stephen was fond of overindulging both at the table and in bed, although not always their marital bed. What did surprise her was the manner in which he died. She expected a cuckolded husband to eventually take offence, or mayhap a pheasant bone to choke him. Yet he'd been struck through the eye by an errant arrow during a hunt. It didn't make sense. Not only were his retainers superb marksmen, but she'd been told that Stephen had fallen back to fix a saddle strap that had worked loose. Someone would have had to turn around to shoot him from the front, implying a deliberate act of murder. But she knew his men loved him too much to have done that. Indeed, they'd not even seen it happen. Despite her protestations that something was amiss, the death had not been investigated. Another thing that surprised Catherine, Cat, were the tears she shed for him at his funeral procession. They were genuine. Stephen, the second Baron of Slade, hadn't been a bad husband as husbands went. He made sure the draughty old stone house was fitted with warm tapestries and hangings. He gave her jewels on her birthday and pretty gowns to wear whenever he thought she needed one. Unfortunately, those trinkets and gowns came at a hefty cost, one her husband couldn't afford. It was one of life's sureties that upon a man's death, his creditors will come knocking before the day was over. His brother, the heir, couldn't pay immediately, but he did manage to postpone them with promises of future repayment, plus an additional sum. It had been a worrying time. It still was. Cat was the only one who cried at Stephen's funeral. John, the new Baron, was too busy ensuring the two mourners he'd paid to walk behind the coffin looked suitably overwrought. Considering it was one of the coldest, wettest days of a bleak spring, they had no difficulty in giving off an air of misery. Cat had suggested 20 mourners more appropriate for the most prominent personage of the valley, but...
Sample complete. Ready to continue?